Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Jonathan. I'm one of the co-hosts of this podcast. I just wanted to preface this episode and say thank you for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share it with your friends. Also, check us out on Instagram at Talk Progression. Also, there's a link in the bio if you just want to listen to the audio version of this podcast. That's available as well. Also, just wanted to give you guys a heads up that the intro is static. We're still working on getting an animated version of that, but the rest of the podcast has video. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for checking us out. We'll see you around. Hello, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sam.
And this is Progression in Progress. All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Progression in Progress, where progression happens in real time. How we doing today, Samuel?
Doing awesome. How about you?
Good. You got a lot of energy today. I like it. I'm excited.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So today we have an interview with my brother, Andrew, going throwback all the way to episode 1 when he was on the show. We talk about that we'll talk about that in the podcast. But I'm super excited today. He brings a lot of energy, just like Sam today, bringing a lot of energy. Andrew brings a lot of energy. Always fun. So I hope you guys enjoy the conversation. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Let's do it. All right, Andy, how we doing today?
Fantastic. Never better.
Never better?
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, we've come full circle. 23 episodes later. You were on what, episode 1?
I was there at the beginning. That's right.
He's a day one. I don't know if you're a day one fan, because you're definitely not a fan, but you're a day one supporter.
Yes,
so
accurate. I dabble with progression and progress.
Yeah, but we'll give him some credit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, today we wanted to ask you about, we're getting back into the swing of interviews, and we wanted to ask you about the workout grind.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing about me talking about weird food analogies and working out and stuff like that. So we thought we'd get a different perspective. And I think I like your mindset. So here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
Okay. Well, okay. So we have a few questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few questions. So where did the grind mentality come from? Explain that. First off,
let's explain what
exactly
you've been doing.
Yeah. Explain
the grind.
Well, explain the workout grind, because that's what we're talking about. The workout grind.
Okay. So
explain it.
The workout grind. It is what it is. It's what it sounds like. You just work out as much as you can, try and be healthy, and no excuses.
By work out as much as you can, or you mean you work out like 3 hours every day, or you mean you just work out like every single day?
I strive for 5 days a week.
Okay. But I mean, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say, what led you to start doing this?
Let's see. So what really led me to start doing this was how thick I really was. I'm thinking of a picture of me in 8th grade when I don't know how old people are in 8th grade, like 14. 14, I think 13 to 14. And boy, oh boy, was I just like a unit. Needless to say, like, you saw me coming around every corner. Like, husky, as my mom would say my clothes were. Anyway, so I knew that I was on the larger side, and I kept like looking at myself in pictures. I'm like, dang, that's oof. That doesn't.
I mean, you weren't like obese.
I wasn't obese, but
you were a unit.
Yes. Like, let's see. How do I describe it? Like, one of my friends was describing me to another person, and they didn't know they did this, but like they just said I was big. And the person I met them and I was talking to them was like, "Oh, you're Andrew." My friend said you were big. I thought like different type of big, I guess. I was like, "Oh shoot." So definitely remember that. And so that's where I kind of realized, like, and definitely before that, where I realized that I wasn't in the place where I should be or the place where I wanted to be.
Okay. But then, and then, I mean, it also helps that you grew 4, 5, 6 inches, but then you were also on the grind as well. And you're still on the grind, which is the most important part, right?
Yeah.
That you're continuously on the grind. But I feel like I didn't ask you here to come talk because like you work out every now and then, right?
Yeah.
It's because I feel like you have a good mentality about it. So maybe try to explain that a little more, like the mentality behind it. You're not just like, you're not just, I don't know. I don't want to try to explain it for you because do you get what I'm getting at?
Like you want me to explain what I'm thinking, that like my mindset behind.
Well, I don't know. Like every now and then, I'll FaceTime you or whatever, just like randomly, and then you'll be working out or talking, or we'll talk about working out or something, and you're like, it's like, oh, it's like I don't even care about the results, I'm just out here on working out, or do you get what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm kind of getting there. I'll try my best to explain what you're wanting me to explain. I'm still like kind of thinking that you want me to explain like my mindset, or is that okay? My mindset is just go in there, get the job done. Doesn't matter how you do or what you do. You just have to get the job done and succeed in your own mind. So a good example of what I'm trying to say here is that like every Tuesday and Thursday, or at least 2 days a week, I try and run. And so I'm not the fastest runner. I'm like bottom of the pack. Anyway, so I know I suck at running, but you know what? I still go out there. I still do it. And I'm just going to do my best and get better because I know that I'll eventually improve and get better and then move to the top of the pack.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say, so for you, it's more of a consistency thing and just going out there and completing something,
exactly,
rather
like
than kind of focusing on like a end result or anything, because you just know those results will come eventually as long as you're consistent.
Yeah, the reason why I think like that, I think that's like a perfect way to describe how I think. Like I know the result will show up if I show up. Because I guess what started, like if you go back to where I first started making changes, it was the summer of, 2019. So like just last year. So summer of 2019, that was the end of my sophomore year, and I was still husky back then. So I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I've tried so many times in the past, but this time's different. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get the job done. So I went vegan, like hardcore, didn't eat meat.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you there. Because hold on. So like, was this the same time that I did it too?
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember my mom has told me the story like a few times now, and we were all watching that one whatever TV show or something, that one documentary.
Yeah.
And then you're standing at the top of the stairs like, this is BS, this is stupid.
This is like that.
Yes, you did. You're like, this is dumb. And then you ran upstairs, and then I ran
upstairs, locked my door, looked in the mirror for 5 hours, and had an awakening. Okay.
No, but then you came back by the end of the movie, and you're like, okay, I'm doing it. But then I didn't actually think you did it. So you actually did it though? I feel like I don't remember this.
What do you mean I actually did it?
I don't remember you doing this for more than like a few days.
I did it for a month. I did it for a month.
Hey, come on now.
Okay, here's the thing.
I believe you. I just don't remember it.
You just said you didn't. Stop contradicting yourself.
I do believe you. I just don't remember it happening. So explain it. Tell me, because I forgot.
Allow me to clear the air here, okay? So I actually did it, bro. I was like for 3 months straight. I was just vegan it up, dude. I joined a Facebook group.
No, you did not. You don't even have a Facebook.
No. Okay. Anyway, so I was hardcore. Yeah. I told my friends, because I know that if I told my friends and they held me to that standard, then in my mind, I would have to hold myself to that standard, or else they would think I'm like a weird person and just lie. And that's not me. So I told my friends, and I was committed. Like ask, like, like a bunch of people who you graduated with, like a lot of them who I worked with. I just told people at my work. Those were my friends at the time that I was seeing like every single day. So like
ask Colin and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. And then ask Dylan. Like, do you know who Dylan?
I don't know Dylan.
Yeah. Okay,
but I'll ask Colin.
Because like he was like following some diet, and we were talking about it.
Oh, Dylan, what's his last name?
I'll show you a picture of him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, not to name drop anybody, expose them, but he was like on a diet thing, and we shared in common. We talked about it. He's like, how's your diet going? I'm like, just on the grind, baby. What about you? He's like, same. Yep. Mm-hmm. And we would eat veggie burgers together at our barbecues for work, or not veggie burgers, but like just like bean, like
bean burgers aren't bad.
Yeah. I think like that. It was like there was bean and corn in there, some type of mixture of that. And we were just like, cheers, mate. Like, let's do it. We're better than everybody. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm going to sound so selfish here too, but that's the mindset I also have. Like, I have to be better than everybody.
Well, that's just, I hate to say it, but well, okay, we're not unique here, but that's like the Phelps attitude. We got to dominate.
I guess so. But like, okay, like a good, an example of that, I feel like I've just like taken your question and just jumped off the cliff with it. But anyway,
it's okay. I would have done it if you didn't. So go for it.
So more recently, like as of July, I've been doing a lot of weight training. And when I got in there, I was not strong at all. Let me tell you. Okay, so the way we would like measure how strong we were is like we would progressively build up to like this is for squats. So we were squatting and we had 45s on both sides. And I know that's not a lot for most people. But anyway, so I get up to squat and then I squat down, I go down, that's 1, and then I squat again, that's 2, I don't come back up. And I'm like, shoot, dude. And then I see my friend Max Collister crank out like 15. Josh Woodward's over here doing like 10. Harry's doing like 20 half squats. I'm like, shoot.
You're all bigger. You're all way bigger than those guys. Like
me? Like
not like you're like. Oh, never mind. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Say no. What were you saying?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you're way taller than them, so you were probably like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like people. I feel like people expect me to be much stronger than I really am, but I'm really not.
Okay, but continue. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so I was like, shoot, dude, I'm at the bottom of the barrel here, but I need to change that, and I'm gonna become stronger than these fools. And I've passed one of them. I'm not gonna say who. But I've passed one of them and I'm still tracking down the other one. So I'm getting stronger. And that's like my mentality. Like I just need to be better.
You just need to be better.
Yeah.
So I guess let me ask you the question then. Are you in love with the grind or are you obsessed with the end result? And we've asked people this question before, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Competition.
Yeah, the competition.
Yeah. I feel like those are all major 3 components. But going back to the episode that I first appeared on where we discussed, is it hard work or luck? I'm going to say it's all of them combined equally that like make up why I want to like do this. Like the competitive side, yeah, I need to be better. In love with the grind, yes, I love working out and saying that I worked out and accomplishing something. And then the end results, they're just like there to keep me motivated because I know that they'll be there. And when they do be there, I'm going to be like, dang, Andrew, you're strong, dude. Sheesh. And then I'm just going to be like, okay, so I need to keep going. And it's kind of just like, it's like they all like, what does it accumulate?
Well, there's one thing that I feel like, okay, I feel like there's one thing that William will never understand is that when you're fat and then you're not fat, you get like, it's like, it motivates you, it motivates you to continue to not be fat.
Yeah. Because you don't want to like go back to your old ways. So you just like keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I have my Snapchat memories, right, from like 2 years ago, and they always pop up. But I know exactly. Yeah.
Like,
and it reminds me every day. Either. It reminds me every day.
That's actually a great system where you see like you like remind yourself every day, like this is what I used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to pull up a picture to like show everybody what it used to look like since I have my webcam right here.
Oh man,
but it's gonna take too long.
We'll edit it. We'll edit it for you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm speed running.
But okay, let me ask you another thing, because so you tried your whole vegan experiment, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it worked for you, but now you're not doing that, and you have very interesting eating habits.
Yeah.
And I always make fun of you for it, but I want to give you a chance to explain yourself, to defend yourself.
Yes, of course.
And maybe explain the mentality behind your weird eating habits.
I would love to.
Yeah, please tell me, because I need some ideas.
Oh, wait, first, Sam, what do you think of my eating habits? Do you know what my eating habits are?
No, this is my first time.
All right. So here's what did I have for breakfast today? I had a protein smoothie for breakfast today.
Okay,
which
that's
is
normal
not
though.
That's normal.
Let me no, hold on.
Yes, Jonathan, actually, you explain. That would be perfect.
Okay, let me. This is a typical day of eating for Andrew. Okay, He wakes up. Okay, it's 7:30 in the morning. What does he cook for breakfast? Rice and orange chicken.
Yep.
Or if he's feeling a little extra special, he'll cook up some taco meat and some chips.
Yes.
Okay, for breakfast. Okay. And then maybe if he's feeling a little normal, he'll have some trail mix for breakfast, okay? And then for lunch, he'll eat his peanut butter and jelly sandwich and protein smoothies. And then for dinner, maybe a half a pound of trail mix mixed with something.
I just said I don't eat trail mix anymore.
Anymore? Really? Okay.
Yes, ask Mom.
Okay, but back in the day, okay.
Yes, dude.
I used to eat so much trail mix too.
Bag grind, okay.
Okay, but like your lunch and dinner aren't that weird, but your breakfasts are super weird.
Yeah.
Like I wake up like in the summer, I'd like wake up and like see Andy and he'd be sitting there at 7:30 in the morning eating taco meat with chips,
Scoop it up like salsa.
Yeah, it's like okay, that's not. So explain yourself.
So the way
defend yourself.
Yes. So I think this stems from me not being a fan of breakfast foods because like I hate like breakfast foods, most of them. I mean, I can
so sugary.
Yeah, well, okay, that's the thing. That's what made me fat. Sugar cereal. That's the real pandemic. Anyway, so like breakfast foods, I've never been like a huge fan of sausage, eggs. I don't even know. Cheese, exactly. Yes. I can live with bacon now. I mean, I wouldn't like go out of my way to like eat it, but if it's there, I'll eat it. But I just wasn't in love with breakfast food. So then I kind of, off of that mindset, I constructed a mindset of like, why even limit foods to a certain time of the days? That's just so counterproductive. Like all thing is like, if I eat at midnight and go to bed, I won't have to eat breakfast in the morning. Like perfect. I love it. And
wait,
like,
what?
Yeah, it just makes sense.
No, but then you're still hungry.
Not really. I don't know. Depends.
Okay.
Depends on what I eat. So then I don't know. I just like it's there in the fridge, and I'm like, okay, this is what I can eat. Perfect. What's next? That's how I kind of think about it.
So it's an efficiency thing,
or I just don't care. Lack of like, I'm just above the status quo. Okay.
So like, you're not like you don't have like a diet of like, oh, I'm only eating beef and orange chicken and rice in the morning because it's like some kind of cool meat eating diet or something like that. It's what's in the fridge, and it's why limit yourself to one type of food.
Yeah, pretty much. But
so
like,
it works for me.
At the same time, I'm like, I am stuck in that like I only eat meat and like chicken diet, because like what I'll have chicken for all 3 meals. Like that has been like a day for me, and I don't think that's very healthy. Like I'll just eat chicken and rice, and then I'll either have like PB&J, like 2 PB&Js for breakfast and lunch. I just eat the same food.
So 4 PB&Js in a day?
I think I had 3 or 4 yesterday. So yeah.
Well, I guess it's better than what Sam's doing, where he just doesn't eat food. So he could probably take a page. He could take a lesson from you.
Yeah, honestly.
My mom says I don't eat enough fruit, so I just use the jelly.
I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to finish this up by asking you, right? We started talking about the grind, and then we got off on some tangents. Okay?
Yeah.
So you were telling me when I asked you if you wanted to, or we were recently talking or something, right? And I asked you about your workout grind, and you're like, oh, I've been slacking off at the beginning of the month.
True.
So 2 questions.
Yeah.
Are you back on the grind first?
Okay. Here's the thing.
Oh, no.
Okay. Honestly, no, I'm not back on the grind.
What are we interviewing you for?
Okay, here's the thing. I can give a unique perspective as someone who once had the flourishing habits.
That's what that's what I wanted to ask you about.
And this can be an inspiration to everybody who has the habits right now. To Jonathan, who has the habit. You have the habits. You've been consistent. Like you've been more consistent than like, I don't know. Very consistent.
It's like, no, never mind.
Yeah. Anyway, so I like if you have the habits going right now, do not stop the habits. You will regret it. Okay. Anyway, so and then to get back on the grind, me and my friends work out together, and I think that's a fantastic thing. If you have friends, you guys should work out together because you'll keep each other motivated, and then like it'll just drive your competitive side, and you can like hang out with your friends while you work out. It's perfect. But okay, go ahead.
Well, I got to give my boy Trevor Y a shout out for always working out for me.
At
guess
Y,
what?
Trevor Y. Yeah.
Get this.
What?
We've been working out for like a month or two now, and he's been holding out on me. I made him work out in the morning when it's cold, and he literally worked out like 5 times harder and went 5 times faster because it was cold. So I gotta call my boy out for holding out on me.
Yeah. Cancel him. No.
And Sam, when I come home for Christmas, I'm showing up at your door at 7 a.m. with no shirt on, and we're gonna work out. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going to Sprouts right after.
Yes,
Could probably use it. Yeah.
Okay. So Andrew, sorry, I interrupted you. Finish your thought.
So to get back on the grind, it's hard to work around everyone's schedules because we're busy and we have lives now, and it's just like hard to coordinate everybody's schedule around the same time. But we talked it out while we were hanging out like 2 days ago, and we were like, okay, here's the plan. So we're gonna work out on, I think it's Monday morning, because we don't really have school on Monday, and then Wednesday.
You guys gonna go with Trevor and stuff?
No. It's just me, Max, and Josh. We're working out at Max's house. Anyway, so work out on Monday mornings, work out on Wednesday afternoons, and then work out Saturday mornings. And then it just all, and since we have the schedule now, we know what to do now, and like we're gonna get back on the grind.
And what about those other 2 days?
I'm running.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're hitting time. You've entertained us. Thank you. Now, do you have any closing advice, closing thoughts, something you want to say before we end it?
Let's see. If you want to make a change, just do it, okay? It sounds so simple, but you just need to get out there and go for it. Look at me. Look at Jonathan. We used to be thick, okay?
True.
Not that being thick's the terrible thing. If you're okay with being thick, then you're okay with that, whatever. But if you want to make a change, you just have to give it your best shot and like go out there and get the job done. Like just run. Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Okay. All right. Sam, any closing words, or should we just leave it there?
I think that pretty much sums it up. Just do it.
Yeah.
All right, Andy. Thank you so much. We will see you around.
All right.
Okay, that was quite the interview.
Right.
Sam, what did you say to me right before we started recording? This sounded like what? What did it sound like?
I thought it sounded like basically I walked into some heated discussion or fight between two brothers over who knows what. I don't know. I didn't have any brothers.
I mean, it was not actual. Like I said, it was not actual. We weren't actually beefing or fighting, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Sam. What'd you learn? What do you feel like you learned? What do you want to comment on? What do you want to critique him on? What do you want to throw him under the bus? What do you want to compliment him on? What are you thinking?
I mean, I do applaud him going into it. I do know that at the end of it, he was saying he was kind of slacking off and getting off of it a little bit.
What the heck?
Like, so I kind of feel like that was a bit of a downer at the end there. but I do admire his gains. We were just looking at some pictures and stuff before, and it's been a while since I've seen him in person. So like just how I remember him from where he is now is a pretty big difference. So yeah, no, I'm proud of him.
Yeah, so we got to give him some crap for not being on the grind, even though talking about the grind. But I'll whip his butt into shape over Thanksgiving. But yeah, no, his I don't know, transformation, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, just it's excuse me, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. He went from, like you said, he went from being a big boy, and now he's super skinny and looking good, and yeah, ready to dominate the world.
Yeah.
So good on him. Good on him. For sure. Good on him. One thing that I think, I don't know, I just always think it's so funny the way he eats. I honestly, and to be 100% honest, I do not remember him being vegan for 3 months. I do not remember it.
3 months. Yeah.
I remember him doing it for a little bit and like trying, but I do not remember him doing it for 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Are you still on that pretty hardcore? Or?
Yeah. I was thinking I was going to eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to eat maybe some chicken or turkey and then some stuffing and then go back because I'm trying to
eat stuffing?
Well, it's got sausage in it. I think some stuffing has sausage in it. Yeah. But I mean, I have been on it. I have been on it for the last like 8 months. Yeah. And I was thinking of maybe eating Thanksgiving dinner just so I can tell myself that I don't have to be so extreme.
Yeah.
But because I don't know, I get pretty intense about it where it's like, oh, I like no cheat days, whatsoever. But maybe this will be my cheat day.
Yeah.
So.
I also never ever have cheat days or anything like that.
Oh, really? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I have a great diet.
Really? Yeah. I heard you ruffling something over there. Are you eating your Cheez-Its again?
Shh. It's okay.
Okay. You got another thing coming for you when I come down to California next time. I'm telling you, I'm going to show up to your doorstep at 6:30. I'm going to rip out your headphones while you're working. And then we're going to go work out. And then right after we're going to Sprouts. I'm telling you. Okay.
Actually sounds like a plan.
Okay, good. And
until my body cannot, it screams in pain.
We're going to get you pounds.
Doing basic stuff.
We're going to get you pounds and pounds of raw protein, pea protein isolate. We're going to get you pounds. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Sponsored. That was a tangent.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say? Not
sponsored.
By who?
By Huel.
Oh, Huel. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay.
Cut all this out.
No. This is good. So one thing that I appreciate. Okay, one thing. Another thing I wanted to highlight is some people might hate on this, but I'll hate on them if they're hating on this. Okay, but the whole competitive aspect of what if he was talking about. What do you think about that, Tim? Because I got my own personal opinions, but let me hear what you have to say first, and then I'll unload on you.
I think it depends on the person, but I think it's a huge motivator. I feel like, especially if you're doing with people that you actually consider kind of rivals or actually kind of at your level or around the same level, or slightly above. That is just a huge motivation. I gotta beat them. I gotta keep going. It's basically, I think he was talking about just having someone to keep you accountable. That's a huge thing. A lot of stuff you can just power through and just do it out of a self motivation. But I feel like it's so much easier and more fun in some ways to have someone else to either be competing with or even working just together with.
Yeah, there's two things that I'll say with that is that there's two special things that I kind of want to highlight. There's something special when you decide okay, I'm going for this, I'm really going for this. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to try, not just be okay, yeah, I'm going to do my best, but I'm not going to go ham,
Right.
But there's something special when you're okay, this is it, Chief, with, Andrew being okay, I'm dead last in these squats or whatever. And that's not going to stay the same, for forever. So there's something really special, I think, when you decide okay, this is it. And that's almost what we're been talking about, Sam, with our trying to figure out what we're trying to do with our lives. We're just looking for that thing where okay, this is it, Chief, this is it. It's time to full send. Exactly. Cause Sam, splitting his time between two jobs and trying to figure out what to do with his very limited free time and all that. And I got school with a few different classes. And luckily I feel like my schedule this semester is very manageable, but it's still
work.
It's still oh, I'm not focusing everything on one thing,
Right.
It's tough to be and that's the thing with school. That's another thing that's tough with school. It's it's part of the art of school is not full sending with everything. It's I feel like it's the art of not full sending it with everything, is part of what you learn in school. Does that make sense at all? Or should I explain it more?
I feel like it makes sense. I feel like for school, a lot of it is just kind of dabbling in a lot of things and then kind of narrowing down later, whether that be in school or once you're out of school and actually pick something. Yeah.
Well, it's almost like what I was talking about last week. Well, actually, I don't know which week it will be, depending on when this episode comes out. But we talked about how people, when they're writing essays for school, they don't actually most of the time want to write the very best essay they can write. Mm-hmm. They just want to write an essay that will get them the grade that they want.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like that's what I mean by it's the art of not full sending with school. Because if you full send with everything, you're not going to have enough time. It's a lot easier in my art history class right now, which I do enjoy my art history class. Surprisingly, I do enjoy it, but it's much more efficient for me to memorize everything than to learn everything, you know? I learn the concepts of the questions that they're going to ask, and then I memorize everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just much more efficient. But in the real world, in the real world, you can't do that,
Right.
I mean, maybe to an extent, but like when it comes down to like actually do it and you actually have to be good at it, I feel like you have to know the concepts.
Yeah, you have to understand it fully, not just kind of know facts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good example. Yeah. When it's like time to, I don't know. I can't come up with a good example. I mean, like, for example, like with finance stuff, I guess, or econ stuff, you can't just memorize what you need to know for the test and then expect to do well when it comes to your career, I'm guessing, because you're going to have to know the concepts. You're going to have to know the principles. You're going to have to be able to work through the problems that, come across your desk. You're not just going to be able to memorize it. And the thing is, you forget it once you always.
Definitely.
So, but that's one thing. Did I say both of those? One, when you decide to full send, and then what was the other thing? Did I say it or no? I think I said, I said there's something special when you full send, and then there's something special when, this is it. There's something special when the people around you have the same goal. And we were talking about this earlier today, Sam. We were just texting about that, where there's something that's another weird thing with school that I've been noticing, where it's like, okay, not everyone, like everyone's goals are partially aligned, but not fully aligned.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard, especially like in group project, like this group project that I just did that I was talking about the other week. It actually went very well. I think we did a great job, all things considering. We didn't win, which I'm a little angry about. But I feel like I was madder that I made it to the second round, but then didn't win than I would have been if I just got out the first round.
Yeah.
But overall, that's probably better that I made it to the second round. I learned some cool things, learned some valuable things. But I could tell not everyone in that group had their priorities 100% aligned, and, but we did well, no dissing anyone, I think everyone, I really enjoyed working with everyone in that group, but I could, and that's just how it is sometimes, it's nothing, maybe it's not a bad thing, but that's just how it is, at school sometimes. So there's something special when you have your goals aligned, I guess, with everyone around you. Like that's something that seems like really exciting to me. Be like, okay, we're just going to work on this one thing together. And like, we're both extremely committed to it. I don't know. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think like there's so many times where you want to do something, or you're put in these groups or something, and not everyone has that. And there's just kind of like I don't know what it is, almost like a friction or just like a conflict of interest, even though you're both like technically working towards the same thing. It just like some people are contributing more or less, and it just nothing synergizes quite right. But then when everyone just has like, they know what needs to get done, and everyone will just kind of do whatever needs to get done, whatever it takes, and just and everyone just hyped and motivating each other, and just uplifting each other to actually complete whatever the goals are. It really changes everything.
It's true.
It's true. Better to work or whatever you're doing all together.
No, that's so true. I think when you combine those two things, right? People, what was the first thing that I said is that you decide to dedicate yourself to it, and then others around you decide to dedicate yourself to it. I feel like I'm excited to find something like that eventually. Yeah. The story, I guess we'll end it on this. The story of when Elon Musk was starting PayPal, and like what him and his brother, I forget if it was his brother, like the first employee or whatever, they slept in the office. You remember that? Have you heard that story?
Right.
And that just seems like, to me, like that's like, obviously that probably isn't in the moment very fun, but that seems like so cool to just be like, okay, we're both so committed to this that we're going to sleep in our crappy little office,
Yeah.
I think we should just end it with that, because that's kind of like the sentiment that I'm trying to capture, that you're so committed to it that you're willing to sacrifice that, and then the person you're working with or the group you're working with is so committed that you're willing to do that together. I think that's super cool.
Yeah, I'll have everyone suffering maybe, or just working together for that time to accomplish that big thing.
Sure, yeah.
Ooh, so good.
It's cool. It's so cool. Okay, all right.
Cool.
I think that's it. We don't want to make this too long. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Progression of Progress. We are always looking for your feedback. Shoot me a text, call me on the phone, send me an Instagram DM. I'm looking for your brutally honest feedback. So let me know. Share this with your friends. Check us out on YouTube. We got the video version going. Check us out on Instagram at Talk Progression. Give us 5 stars, please. We really appreciate that, Sam. What else?
I
think that's it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. Thank you guys. We'll see you around.
Bye.